All right, let's get into it. If you've been hearing all of the buzz about AI freelancing and wondering, hey, could I actually do that? You are in exactly the right place. We've pulled together the absolute best research and expert guides to give you a complete blueprint for 2025. So let's just start with the dream, right? Because it's a lot more real than you might think. I want you to picture it. You're at home, coffee in hand, and a new project pops up. A few days later, you send off a $2,000 invoice. This isn't some fantasy, it's what's happening right now for a whole new wave of freelancers. And here's the number that makes that dream a reality. According to Gartner, companies are projected to spend a staggering $2 trillion on AI by 2026. This isn't just a small trend, it's a massive shift in how the world does business. And that creates a once-in-a-generation opportunity for people like you. To help you grab that opportunity, we've broken this down into a 6-part masterclass. We're going to cover why now is the time, what services you can actually sell, the tools you need, how to find clients, how to price your work, and then wrap it all up with a 90-day launch plan you can start today. Okay, let's dive right into Module 1, the 2025 AI Gold Rush. Why is this exact moment the perfect time to jump in? Well, it all comes down to a really interesting gap in the market. So check this out. A Harvard Business Review survey found that while almost 3/4 of business leaders believe AI is going to be huge for them, only a tiny 7% actually have a real plan to use it. You see that massive gap between belief and action? That's your opening. That's the gold rush. Businesses know they need this stuff, but they have no idea how to do it. And here's the best part. You don't need to be some kind of genius AI architect. Think of yourself more like an AI plumber. You're not inventing brand new pipes or creating water from thin air. You're the expert who shows up, connects the amazing tools that already exist, and makes everything work together to solve a problem. It's all about implementation, not invention. So, if you're going to be an AI plumber, what kind of jobs are people actually hiring for? That leads us straight into Module 2. What are the services that clients are willing to pay top dollar for right now? Because remember, nobody buys AI, they buy solutions. They buy more time, lower costs, better results. The services that are absolutely on fire are all practical. We're talking about building automations to kill boring, repetitive tasks, creating custom GPTs that act like expert assistants for a sales team, churning out high-quality content, or even just training a company's employees on how to use these tools themselves. And this is where it gets really exciting. I mean, look at these numbers for typical first-time client projects. You could build an AI inbox system in just a couple of hours and charge $1,500 for it. Or spend half a day building a proposal generator and invoice for $3,000. The return on your time is just incredible because you're solving really expensive business problems. Okay, so how do you actually build these things? That's what Module 3 is all about, your essential toolkit. And the great news is, you don't need a computer science degree. You just need to get really good with the right set of tools. This is pretty much your starter pack. You've got your brains like ChatGPT and Claude. Then you have the glue like Make.com or Zapier that connects all the different apps together. Most of these are what we call no-code or low-code, which is just a fancy way of saying they're built for people like us. You can create seriously powerful solutions without having to write a bunch of traditional code. But here's a super important piece of advice. Do not get distracted by every new shiny tool that comes out. The key to success here isn't knowing a little bit about everything. It's becoming an absolute master of 2 or 3 tools that let you solve one type of problem really, really well. Go deep, not wide. All right, so you've got the big picture, you've got the skills. Now for Module 4, the step that actually turns this into a real business, finding people who will pay you. This is where a little bit of strategy goes a long way. You've really got 2 main paths. First, you've got platforms like Upwork and Fiverr. These are awesome for getting your first few wins, building up a portfolio, and getting some good reviews. But for the really great long-term clients, direct outreach, especially on LinkedIn, is the absolute king. But what if you have no experience? How do you get hired? Simple. You make your own experience. Don't wait for a client to give you a project. Build one for yourself. Create a sample automation, document the before and after, and boom, you have a portfolio piece that proves you can do the work. And now, the module I know you've been waiting for. Let's talk about the money. What can you charge and what can you realistically expect to earn as an AI freelancer? So when you're just starting out, you might be in that $15 to $50 an hour range while you're building your reputation. But it doesn't take long for that to climb. Once you have a few successful projects under your belt, experienced AI freelancers are easily charging $200 an hour, or even more. But hourly is just one way to do it. When you switch to pricing per project, the numbers get even better. It's totally normal for a single automation project to be priced at $5,000. Why? Because you're not charging for your time. You're charging for the massive value you're creating for that business.
So let's just do some quick math. If you're working for yourself and you land just 3 or 4 of these projects a month, you're looking at a $15,000 month. Think about that for a second. That's a nearly $200,000 a year business. It's absolutely possible.
Okay, let's wrap this all up and bring it home with our final module, your 90-day launch plan. This is your step-by-step roadmap. No more guessing, just a clear plan you can start on the second this is over.
Here's how it breaks down. Month 1 is all about building your foundation. Learn the basics, create those all-important portfolio projects, and get your profile set up. Month 2 is go time. You're out there bidding on projects, sharing your work, and landing your first paying clients. Then, in month 3, you level up. You specialize in an industry, you raise your rates, and you start looking for that first retainer client, that steady, predictable income every single month.
And there you have it. We've gone over the opportunity, the services, the tools, and the plan. The entire blueprint is right here. So really, there's only one question left to ask. Your AI freelance career can literally start today. So what are you going to build first?